Hey guys, me and Cheese here, bringing you another Starcraft 2 match. I will be the red Protoss, my opponent will be the blue Zerg Valok or Valok, one or the other. Anyway, something I've noticed that I figured I'd want to point out right away here is that you get a better split if you right-click on the front minerals. I tested this a couple times now. If you click here, you'll get your probes doing weird things like going around behind and mining this mineral patch from this region right here, or like this mineral patch from this region right here. But if you click on one of these front ones, then they do less awkward things. And you get a decent split without the micromanagement hassle. Awesome. So I'm going to speed up the early goings here. Valok's going Zerg nonsense, like standard, because he's Zerg. I used to play Zerg, but I was a one-base Zerg, well, most of the time. Sometimes you had to expand no matter what. And that's true for Protoss also, although it's rarely forced. So, we'll see. Anyway, opponent's going with 14 full, so this is a pretty standard defensive build, not something you'd want to proxy 2-gate. I actually have a proxy 2-gate replay, maybe I'll post that one as well. Somebody tried to proxy 2-gate me, and, well, it doesn't work too well in PvP if it gets scouted and you chrono boost your own zealots, but whatever. A cannon rush would probably be better. If you're going to do a risky all-in cheese that dies if it gets scouted, at least do something that's lethal. Although I've had some successful proxied 2-gates against Protoss in the past, they weren't very good players. And, well, I got away with it only because of that. Any semblance of micro will hold it off. So, this is the standard timing for Zerg on the safe, spawning pool fast expansion build or whatever that I never really did. But you see it out of pros reasonably often. Yeah, executed a little bit better, but anyone can build order. That's not what separates good and bad players. And yeah, I'm gonna get my probe killed here because I'm awesome. It's real great losing my unit that way. He did get a bit of a scout on me here. He saw 3 gateways. Yeah, I think he's gonna see the 4th one too. Let me just confirm he saw the one here. Yeah, he did. Okay, so he should see the 4 gateways, but they are just gateways, which is interesting. And otherwise, he's just droning up. Right now, I'm ahead just because this expansion hasn't kicked in yet. But as soon as that happens, he's going to make a small transfer and start building drones to get ahead of me. Early in the game, the Protoss can stay ahead of the Zerg and the worker count just because of chrono boosting the workers, although I could have been a little bit more religious about that. Macro slipped in this game a little. So there's room for improvement in my build, certainly. Certainly still have some practicing to do with Protoss, but we're getting there now. We're getting there. This guy is 12th in his diamond division, so that's useful. And the other one I believe was top 10 in the previous game. So I'm kind of playing against upper tier diamond right now. I'm only ranked like 24th though. Man, I miss how when I was ranked 1 in my diamond division. I had a bad division, but still, that was good times for a while. Anyway, like I often do against Zerg lately, I'm only tanking 1 gas. And I will build some stalkers, usually about somewhere like 5 or 6. And the rest is all zealots. Zealots. Reason being that zealots can meat shield even roaches decently. And lings are an inferior meat shield for roaches against stalkers than zealots against roaches. Protecting your stalkers. In other words, zealots tank better in virtually every situation. So as long as you have your stalkers focus firing the roaches, it's not a good situation for Zerg to be in an even fight. They really want a unit advantage there, and he has pulled ahead of me in the harvester's count now. But that was my thinking going into this. I am still up on supply, but most importantly, army investment. Zerg does not have much army investment yet. So it's really just a question of timing here. And he is poking up with some lings now and then. Not sure what he's seeing with them. Other than that, I have 4 gateways. That's really all he needs to see in my opinion, but whatever. He is starting to build roaches. I was trying to scout for a roach war, and I figured he'd probably have it. Zerg that don't go roach war and usually get pasted and then some by any type of 4-gate build or anything like that. So, and roach infest is pretty common Zerg versus Protoss these days. And he's going to poke up here. I'm still hold positioning Zealot, and he can't really see. You can see a couple more Zealots and Stalkers there, but that's not anything that's going to be unusual. But yeah, Roach Infester, very common at high level play. Roaches in general, spammed against Protoss, pretty common, and then they'll just follow up with whatever counter unit they need. Almost get the second Ling here, despite his high APM, well, compared to mine anyway. A little slipping there. And otherwise, just back to look at the unit count. He's up 12 drones now. Still not saturating his second completely, though, and he's got some larva. Actually, he's quite a lot of larva banked. I guess what he was doing was waiting to see what happens. He was afraid of a 4-gate pressure or something like that. But here we go. 16 Zerglings, man. 16 Zerglings. But, you know, right now he only has 875 minerals, 125 gas worth of investment, and so I'm going to slow this down here because this is always fun, the micro wars. Get a couple pot shots on the Roach. Don't quite kill it off, but here, I'm going to pause it now. I have about double the mineral investment and more than double the gas investment, and we're looking at around 34 Lings, which is pretty much identical in terms of mineral investment, and then 5 Roaches against 7 Stalkers. Yeah, well, yeah. So I have the definitive army lead here, even with the Queen helping him out, and you can see it in the supply count. I am up in supply also, and a lot of that is in drones, so I do have a significant advantage here. Is that right? No, Zealots are 134. Yeah, okay, never mind, we're fine. Continuing on, he's going to try to micro his Lings to surround, but notice that he does not have metabolic boost yet. I don't know what he was thinking. He has the gas for it. And Zerglings are the wrong build here anyway. I think Roaches would have performed at least a little bit better. And yeah, he's going for +1, but he didn't have time for that. So we'll just watch this. He's going to try to micro his Lings to attack my Stalkers. I'm just going to keep hugging my Zealots and focusing on Roaches while the Zealots are on attack move. You can see I have only the Stalker selected. It's kind of like Defense of the Ancients. You know, I got my creep wall here, and then I have the Stalkers. And again, just attack move with the Zealots. If I need them, they'll be called upon. And otherwise, I'm going to start killing Overlords and Queens, because those things can prevent him from remacroing up too much before rebuilding his Overlords, although he's going to lose a lot of drones too. Now he's got some Roaches out, and Roaches are pretty effective against Zealots with kiting, but you gotta watch the numbers. And yeah, you got a Roach surrounded here. And yeah, these kinds of numbers, they're not as impressive. Yeah, they can kite, but if you can't kite, you're screwed. And he just did not have enough. He probably needed to get more Roaches than Lings. I had way too many Zealots to get that many Lings. So now he's, you know, got the usual, oh my god, I lost to this player who did something unorthodox conversation at the end. I always love these. Sometimes I feel like I should bad manner them even more than I do. I don't know. I just think it's fun to bad manner people when they're being bad mannered. Yeah, he basically has nothing. Army tab, nothing. So this game is over for all intents and purposes, and it's just him running his mouth now. Or typing his keyboard. That just doesn't sound as good. Hopefully he has both hands on them, however, because, well, never mind. Yeah, I played really horribly to completely own you. And yeah, I didn't even bother with a caster. You notice that I did not build 1 sentry. And my reasoning for that is that, yeah, with perfect force field micro, I might be able to make something happen against Roaches or Lings, but probably not against a surround. And their DPS is just woeful compared to this stuff. And these guys tank pretty well. Like, they are their own force field in the early game. So I really like the extra Zealots for early one base all-in 4-gate. Anyway, that will be a good game. He has nothing, so he quits out, and that takes care of it. Thumbs up if you like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Me and team signing off.